So here we are going to discuss the new history chapter from class 8 book. The chapter name is Women, Caste and Reforms. Exactly around 200 years back, the situation in India was completely worse. There were many evil practices around around various corners of the country, just like the systems like Sati system, child marriage, and there was no provision for the widows to get married. So when the Britishers arrived in India, they saw all these evil practices with the help of some local leaders like Raja Raman Rai, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and others. They wanted to change the evil practices. So many systems or many reforms started in India. First of all, we will discuss what was the Sati system and the students will present it.
Good morning everyone. So this is Jasaswini standing before you, and today we are going to discuss about a topic, Sati system. So first we have to understand what is Sati system. So in earlier days, means 200 years back, Sati, a virtuous woman, means Sati means a lady who is completely dedicated to her husband. So a Sati was a custom where a widow has to immolate herself on her husband's fire or committed suicide in another fashion. So when the husband of a lady or woman dies, the woman or the Sati has to immolate herself on her husband's fire or had to die forcefully or willingly. So this is known as Sati. And another thing is, the practice was initially legalized by the colonial British officials specifying conditions when Sati was allowed. Then the practice was outlawed in 1829. So the practice of Sati was one of the evil practices that was earlier practiced in India. So first the practice was outlawed, means considered illegal in 1829 by one of the reformists in Bengal known as Ram Mohan Roy, followed up by laws in the same directions by the authorities. Then Sati system was declared as an illegal practice. Another year, in 1861, the Sati system, the general ban for the whole of India issued by Queen Victoria. Means the Sati system was completely banned by Queen Victoria in the year 1861. Another country, Nepal, Sati was banned in 1920. So the Indian Sati Prevention Act from 1988. So in the year 1988, there is another type of act which is Indian Sati Prevention Act. Further criminalize any type of aiding, abetting or glorifying of Sati. In this system, we completely know that Sati is one of the evil practices that was practiced earlier in India, and it was so illegal that it is considered criminalized any type of aiding, abetting and glorifying of Sati. Let us move to our another topic, that is male domination and caste discrimination. So first we heard the word domination. So what does it mean by domination? Domination means the heavy side of one party over another party. So here is the word male domination, means the domination of men over the women. Men were allowed to do anything of their choice, but women were treated as slaves even in their own houses. They were not allowed education, choice, husband or second marriage. However, in some parts, men were allowed, be it Hindu or Muslim, more than one marriage. It means that men were given the freedom or allowed to do everything of their choice. But women are treated as slaves in their own houses. Means that they have no freedom of their own. They will always follow the desires of their husband, their family members. Here men are given the education, freedom of second marriage or polygamy, means can marry more than one person. But women, there is a strict restrictions on the second marriage of widows. Means women has not the right to education, cannot afford second marriage. However, in some parts men can afford second marriage. Now let us understand by caste discrimination. So what is caste? We are familiar with the Varna system. Similarly, the caste system is similar to that Varna system. So in caste system, the people were divided on the basis of the work they perform and on the basis of their caste. It means that what is caste system? The people were categorized on the basis of their occupation, that is known as the caste system. No other work were allowed to them. It means that Brahmanas were and priests were always to go to temples and pray to God. But Kshatriyas are always taught to fight and perform wars, and Vaishyas and Sudras are always referred to as traders or do low level works. No other work means except of their strict restrictions of work, no other work can be done by them. The higher caste people never allowed them education and discriminated as untouchables. We are known as Dalit and Mahar caste. They were regarded as untouchables, and the higher caste people never allow them to go to education, access to public places, etc. Thank you.